He does have that.
Just keep going down.
Welcome to another edition of Friday at 420. I'm Mike Neighbors, your host for the next 40 minutes as we attempt to make you laugh. We used to say we will make you laugh. Now we're just going to say we will attempt to make you laugh as we have lowered our expectations for this show. Friday at 420. Thank you so much for joining us. It's great to have you along. Hey, listen, let's get right into it. Introduce our panel as we kick off another Friday at 420. Way over on my right, it's my best friend in the world, Patrick Capolino.
Buongiorno.
Buongiorno, Patrick. How are you?
I'm okay.
That's good. I'm okay. He's not sure about the best friend tag now. He's like, really? Are we that close, really? What's my middle name, Patrick?
Douglas.
Oh, nice try. No, nice
I
try.
guess. Michael Douglas Neighbors.
Michael
That
Douglas.
seems good.
I like that. Yes, Dougie. I would have gone Dougie.
What is it?
Oh, it's Anthony.
It's Anthony.
Michael Anthony.
You
Anthony.
were Dutch.
I am. Yeah, my yeah. You know what? Dutch is my grandfather. My Dutch grandfather was
Anthony.
Anthony. He went by Tony. I could go by Tony if you want. Listen, enough about me. Let's get to our next assembled panelist. Right in the middle, where he always is, it's Mr. Manolo Santanos.
Yo, dude.
How you doing, buddy?
Hey, I want to hear some news?
Oh, yeah. No, absolutely. You got news?
I got laid
Oh!
Wow.
like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
But
Which would literally be 3 years by the time the show airs. So,
Right.
yeah. That's
So-
quite a while.
anyways, Connie's.
A little pent up, take an E. Good for you. Everything going well?
Yeah, things are good. I'm feeling loose and
Okay. All right. Oh, that's what we want to hear when we're launching a Friday at 420 is Manolis is feeling loose. Our special guests, they've been here before on a number of occasions. We love having them back. Ladies and gentlemen, from the TV show Cork Screwed, it's our good friends Pat and Ralph. How are you guys doing?
Wow, we are doing good. How are you doing?
Hi, we have to speak right into the front of the microphone this
You
time.
see? Thank you. Thank you, Pat. That's much better.
It's important to note that we're sharing a microphone.
I
If
know.
it's a budgetary thing or because we've lowered our expectations for the show.
It's
Faces are squished together.
It's totally, look at them leaning into each other.
It's a good thing we're Siamese twins.
From my angle right now, it looks almost like it's a mannequin, a puppet trick.
the puppet?
You're sitting. Pat is sitting on Ralph's knee, and Ralph's pulling the strings.
Where is my right arm?
Yes. You're doing some Jeff Dunham stuff right now. Great to have you guys back. And you guys are back because Corkscrew TV Season 2 is
Season
now
2 is
up
up.
and running.
Yeah. We haven't been here in a little while because we've been filming. And now we're done filming.
Been busy filming. So
Yeah.
let's just for those of us, I've been here. For those who haven't been here, tell us a little bit about Corkscrew.
Cork Screwed is a show. It's a fun, lighthearted approach to learning about wine. So we look at the science, we look at the ingredients of what Niagara has to offer in terms of farming, in terms of making wine, and the personalities behind it. And we have some food in there and wine tastings all together with us, two Siamese twins.
Considering that I know Ralph, you and Pat very well now,
Yeah.
and when you guys were sort of cooking this thing up, it was like, well, it would be lighthearted and learning. And I'm thinking, you guys really more lighthearted than learning.
You know what? You learn, but you don't know you're learning. we're
Learning's
sneaky
not the
that
strong
way.
suit.
You know, when Pat puts it that way, it sounds like you're getting into this educational thing, but really, it's like going on a wine tour with a couple of buddies.
Okay.
That's all it is,
You know
yeah.
what? That's actually a very apt description.
Yeah, so you sit at home, you can eat whatever you want, and then you see what we're eating, and you see what we're drinking, and you want to get out there with us.
This awesome show is available on 5 TV. If you have 5 TV, Channel 1, we think. It may have moved. But you'll be able to find it. Just search. You can go into the search thing and just search
Corkscrewed.
and you will get not only Season 1,
but
the
season
first
two. Yeah.
first part of Season 2, right?
Yeah,
Not the
that's
whole
correct.
season. Okay.
Yeah, we shot the springtime and some summertime, and we are going to start shooting again in the fall for harvest.
Did the first few episodes of Season 2, they turn out the way you wanted? I mean, because after doing Season 1, then you would have gone back to the drawing board and went, what can we do? Like, how would we do it differently? Did it turn out the way you wanted? Yeah? Pretty cool?
We tried doing it in Spanish, and it's more accessible, but no, it's really, I think we're really proud of it. We got some new personalities.
Got some really cool
and
stuff going on.
Showcase more of Niagara.
Excellent. I'd love for everyone to check out Corkscrewed TV with our good friends Pat and Ralph. They're going to play along with a little Friday at 420. You guys all ready to play?
We are ready.
since you want to make the funny noises, Pat, why don't you get up and drop the Plinko puck? That will get you away from the microphone so you can't make the funny noises anymore.
I'll give some color commentary.
Yeah, okay,
there he
Pat.
goes. The Plinko puck is dropping.
That's
It's
right.
left. It's right. Oh, it fell.
And
I would say
spit
it's
right out, didn't it?
Spit right out at number one.
We've been having that problem with the Plinko board spitting back at us.
The board's feeling loose.
The board is loose. Well, this is an interesting question, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know if anyone's been through that in this room, but we're going to put you through it nonetheless. I don't even know what the status is of significant others. I'm going to ask you this question. We're all guys in here. We can all share this answer. So this is you, Pat. You're getting a divorce. I'm sorry to hear that.
Thank you.
What is the first thing that you are protecting? She wants it all. What are you protecting?
It'd have to be Ralph, because legally, I don't know what happened with our meeting with the lawyer, but like we own each other, and it's
Okay.
unfortunate. So I have to make sure Ralph's protected because he's already
All
married.
right.
Yeah.
Pat is protecting Ralph. Good for you,
Thank you,
buddy.
Pat.
Yeah, Ralph.
Thank you.
Unfortunately, you're getting a divorce. What are you protecting?
Well, true story. I did get divorced.
Oh, well, see, there you go. So what was the first thing that crossed your mind that you thought, you know what, I'm going to have to give some stuff up here, but I need to protect this?
Hindsight being 2020, I didn't protect anything. I just wanted to peacefully, consciously
nice
uncouple.
guy. Sure.
Well, that didn't
Yes.
happen. So
No,
I
it
think
doesn't.
yeah, so I would
never
protect.
happened.
I think I would protect my my gear, my computer software,
Okay,
my photography
okay.
equipment.
Yeah.
and
Got some
I don't
money
wanna spend
invested in that stuff?
Yeah,
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
that's what I would
Okay,
protect.
first on the list.
Yes.
Manolis, you'd have to be in a relationship
Right.
for longer than a couple of weeks. But
2 years ago, remember, 2 years ago, he was in a
yes.
relationship.
Let's
However,
say you are in one. Let's say you got married. Let's say now it's hit the rocks. What are you going to protect? What's the most important thing that you hold dear to yourself?
Okay, two things that came to mind: my albums, my records.
Oh, you have a large record collection?
Well, it's big enough that I don't want to. Yeah, I like it.
Okay,
it's like
okay.
I got about 1,000 records. I don't think is that a lot?
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
That's a good
That's a lot,
size
yeah.
album collection. Sure.
and my WKRP VHS tapes that I personally recorded them off the TV when I was a teenager, and
those are going to be sought after. Yeah, I can see that being. Yeah, she's going to go after that right away. Yeah.
she's gonna want to hurt me. Okay,
Well, that's true.
I'm gonna be the only guy. It says here you want half the VHS tapes from WKRP.
Well, don't tell her. Don't tell her.
And they're like, no, she's gonna do. She's gonna know it. She's
My
gonna wanna-
favorite part is she only asked for half of them.
I'm leaving and I'm taking the tapes.
There's 5 tapes, and how is you can't split a VHS tape? It's like you can't do it.
No.
You can't break them in half.
No, you can't. You could make copies.
Yeah. Duplicated. Yeah, that's something we have the technology.
You know what, Manolis? Before you get married, look into duplicating them.
Yes. VHS technology has come a long way.
Patrick Capolino, we all feel bad for you, buddy. You're breaking up. What is it that you're thinking to yourself? You know what? She can have everything, but she can't have this.
My debt.
You're gonna keep.
That's all I have, and I'm
Keep it.
keeping it.
Keep it, my man.
You can have half.
She gets half of it.
No, it's all mine.
No, it's all mine. I made it. I'm keeping it. That's it.
Yeah, I have nothing to say.
I have nothing to add to that. All right, Ralph, what do you say you get up and drop a Plinko puck? Let's get us a new topic here on Friday at 4:20. We're cooking now. Cooking with gas, ladies and gentlemen. We said we would attempt to make you laugh, and we already have. I guarantee it. You've already laughed at least once.
We're done then.
Pay attention.
Cinco.
Cinco. What did I just open?
Cinco from
Did I
Plinko.
just open? Oh, I just opened number 2. That's not Cinco, is it?
No, we want Cinco.
See, that's why the Spanish version of Corkscrew TV didn't work. No idea what the hell you're saying. I know you guys are actually from the Niagara area, right?
Yes, we are.
You ever live in Hamilton? Either one of you?
I grew up in Stony Creek, baby.
The Creek. Excellent. I'm going to ask you, and you know what? As an outsider, Ralph, that's
well, my parents started their life together in Hamilton.
Oh, well,
on the mountain
fantastic.
here. Yeah.
I would like to go down the road of you can choose one of the following: either the best or the worst thing about Hamilton.
I'm going to go with everybody talks about and knows the worst aspects of Hamilton. So I'm going to go with the best.
Oh, nice.
Sometimes Hamilton gets a bad rap, but I think
sure it does.
the best thing about Hamilton right now is the burgeoning film industry.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's what's going on
Yeah,
here.
it's huge, isn't it?
And the architecture is so diverse downtown. There's so many different places to shoot, and there's so much going on. And the comedy scene, too.
Oh,
What is
throw,
that
throw, throw that in.
As he looks at Pat Capolino and Manolis Santo. No, it is. They kind of go hand in hand, but the creative scene in Hamilton.
The creative scene,
Yes.
Bang,
Yes,
right?
that's
I mean,
the
because
best thing
the
that's
art,
going on,
the art
yes.
going on James Street and John Street, and the art crawl, and I mean, truly the cultural renaissance of Hamilton has been occurring over the last little while.
the
I'm glad
hammer
you recognize
is,
that, man.
it's
That's
hot.
very cool. Manolis, you're looking at me with saying I said
didn't know-
cultural renaissance, and Manolis is like, huh?
That's what it looks like when I'm thinking.
is
It's
that-
really scary.
He's got resting thinking face.
Yeah, my eyes start going back in my head.
A little roll back like the Shark Week. All right, what do you either choose the best or the worst thing about Hamilton? Something you want to air out here?
I think this is what I love about Hamilton is that there's like people think it's like a really like it's like there's trouble here always brewing or something like, oh, I heard that place is crazy. Like outsiders would be like,
right.
There's like, but no one's. I always feel like no one's looking for a fight, but everybody's ready for one. You know what I mean? That's
yeah. So
hey,
like you can't really be like if you're like kind of a bully and looking for like to start some trouble, you're gonna find it then.
yes.
So like
Yes.
it's almost it checks itself. So therefore there's not as much trouble as you think there's going to be.
Right.
And the thing I also like is wherever I go outside of Hamilton, if I meet someone from Hamilton like on the road and they're like, "Oh, I'm from Hamilton too." I'm like, "Hey, dude." Like it's your instinct like there's this almost like
You're connected.
There's this like you almost
A
want to hug.
kinship.
Yeah, there's something it's just very gruff here, but
There's
in
a
a good way.
grittiness.
Yeah.
There's a
I'll
grittiness.
die for you, brother.
I feel like it's like
Well, I'm not from Hamilton, so I'm not.
You're a little soft.
Yeah.
Patrick Capolino, either the best or the worst thing that pops into your mind about Hamilton.
The best thing about Hamilton, I think, is Levity Comedy Club and Lounge.
Oh, first plug of the day, ladies and gentlemen. First plug of the day. That's fantastic. Levity Comedy Club and Lounge, downtown Hamilton, levitycomedyclub.com.
Yes, it's right downtown Jackson Square, so it's surrounded by a lot of the worst things in Hamilton.
So it's kind of, you got it all going on there, brother.
It's the eye of the storm.
It literally is. You know what? I think I told that story on this show before because I was down at Levity.
Yeah.
My daughters and I were up on the balcony at
The Anchor Bar?
Anchor Bar. Yeah. And we sat down to have a drink before we went into the comedy club.
your hot daughters.
Don't, dude.
We can edit that out.
Dude, that's
because
so
they're
wrong.
not, right? Am I right? They're
Yeah,
not, right?
no, they're fairly homely. So they look like their mom. It's okay. So we sit down and we go to have a drink, and it's like 7:00 on a Wednesday night, and the picture of sangria hadn't even arrived yet, and there's a bicycle police officer pulling a guy off a park bench and now trying to resuscitate him, and I'm like, welcome to downtown,
You
baby.
gotta love it.
You gotta love
To
that.
serve
happens
and
every
protect. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm sure it happens way too often, right? The funny part was he got him back up, and the guy was, and then next thing you know, he crosses the road, and he was doing a set that night at Levity Comedy Club. I did not see
Was
that.
it Jay Allen?
I did not see that coming.
It's nice to see Donnie Coy, though.
It's nice to have Donnie out. Every time we post about Friday at 420 being on the air, Donnie writes, "When am I going to be on again?"
Yeah, I know.
That's awesome. All right, back over to you fellers. Let's start with the kid from Stony Creek, shall we? Pat, do we already do best and worst thing about Hamilton with you? No, we didn't.
No.
Okay.
No, that's okay. You can skip the guy from Stony Creek. That's fine. I know
See,
people want it gone like Quebec
It's
out
the
of Hamilton.
It's the attitude. It's the attitude. That's what we love about Hamilton, the attitude. Pat, best or worst thing about Hamilton?
Gotta say, it's the waterfall capital of the world. People drive over the QEW and they see the steel mills, but, venture in a little bit further, look at the cascading beauty over the escarpment that twists and turns throughout the heart of Hamilton.
That is beautiful, man.
Try to find that anywhere else. Literally, it's
Trying to find that.
Did you know that it was the waterfall capital?
I did.
You did?
I did. That you know what?
I didn't, but I'm not surprised that Pat knew that.
I knew that.
You saw my tattoos.
It was so we have more waterfalls than anyone else because we have an escarpment and water just falls off the escarpment in
What else
various
is it gonna
places,
do?
right? Exactly. I just thought that we spent money on this, trying to brand ourselves as the waterfall capital of the world.
Didn't take.
Well, the fact is the biggest damn waterfall is just down the road, and they're kind of well known for it in Niagara Falls. So I'm not sure billing yourself as the waterfall capital of the world when a giant falls is just, they don't have as many in Niagara Falls, but they got a really big one. So, but we are the city of waterfalls. Okay, yeah, that kind of took the wind out of your sails, but it was beautiful what you said. It was
He makes a
gorgeous.
good point. I mean, if you
It's
want
really
to see a
two-
waterfall,
It's two cities in one, right? At the escarpment, I mean, the split city, it is a beautiful thing. I stay here on the mountain, as the guys have pointed out, where it's beautiful all the time. And then once in a while, we'll venture into the downtown with a security detail. So,
Has anybody seen a waterfall in Hamilton? I don't think I've ever seen one.
You ever seen Albion Falls or anything?
Felkers Falls, Tiffany Falls.
he knows them all
Albion
by
Falls.
heart.
I think I've seen Albion Falls, but I think I think
Okay,
all right,
yeah,
I'll
yeah,
stop there.
you were probably yes. And then the fire department came and resuscitated you. Time to Plinko, Manolo Santanos. Friday at 4:20. Our special guest, Pat and Ralph from Cork Screwed TV. Please check it out. 5 TV, Channel 1, Cork Screwed, Season 2. Part of it is now up for grabs on 5 TV. Number 6. Here we go. Topic number 6. Here, live from the city of Waterfalls.
Don't be chasing them, dude.
What, dude? What's your favorite?
nice.
What's your favorite jam?
What's my favorite jam?
Yeah.
Like music.
Or jam.
Or jam. All right.
What's your favorite jam?
No, strawberry jam or
Or Van Halen.
I love or Van Halen. I usually have them both, and no brown M&Ms for sure.
Don't take the brown M&M.
I like I don't know. I like soft. I like jazz. I like any kind of jazz. I like to play jazz in the background when I'm in jam.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
You listen to jazz.
Yeah. Like no, I'm not like I like jazz. Yeah. I like
Yeah?
this. Yeah. I like
Name me a jazz artist.
Yeah, I'd like to challenge that.
Yeah. It sounds like a line he uses on ladies, doesn't it? I like jazz. I like smooth jazz.
Lester Young.
Nice.
Thelonious Monk.
Wow.
I like Coltrane's cool. Charlie Parker. I love Charlie Parker because he was like he was a drug addict.
Who is this?
But he was a drug addict and he was like a family man and he was a jazz musician. I actually one time I was opening up for Jimmy Walker, Kid Dynamite, and he used to open up for Charlie Parker all the time. And he was notorious. He told me a story that I never heard before, but he was notorious to sell his axe. They call it his what do you call that thing with the? What do you call that instrument?
Saxophone.
Saxophone. Thanks you. Saxophone. They call it, and he would notoriously show up to gigs without his saxophone because he'd pawn it for more heroin.
Right.
Right. So he'd always have to borrow someone's sax when he go to these gigs. But one time he borrowed, I guess, Jimmy Walker's friend his car for a gig, and then he didn't see him for 2 weeks, and he's like, "Where's my car?" I'm like, "Oh, sorry, dude, I sold it
For heroin.
for heroin." He sold someone else's car.
Wow. That's a side of jazz I've never heard before.
That's the side, that's the side of jazz that's interesting.
And
Because
he's-
jazz isn't.
Because he was so great he was so good at what he did that everybody in the jazz industry at that time thought that was the key to his greatness. So he basically got like more than half of everybody that was in the scene that time on heroin. Not him. They started doing heroin.
They started doing so they could be
That's
as
your
good as.
inspiration.
Yeah.
So your career parallels that very closely, I notice.
Well, there's drugs that I'm trying to stop doing myself. Yes, but I listen to him to make me feel like I'm on heroin. Yeah.
You know what? I had a friend in high school traded his car for a pound of black hash. So I mean, it's all relative.
We're all just human beings
yeah,
at the end of the day.
exactly.
We are.
Patrick Capolino.
Raspberry.
And that's all you're getting out of Patrick. Favorite jam?
Well, I got a joke. What's the difference between jam and jelly?
Ooh.
Can I even?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say pectin, but I know
I
that's not
feel
the
like it's
answer.
like a depends where you put it joke.
No, you can't jam your. Wait a minute. you can't jelly your. Wait a minute. Anyway, I digress. I'm gonna go with strawberry rhubarb.
Strawberry rhubarb. Nice. A double combo. I love that, man. Strawberry rhubarb pie is my favorite pie. And it's just
Literally my favorite pie and my favorite jam. I feel like betrayed a little bit that we had to fill out that questionnaire before we went on the air. You guys saw the answer. Anything Smuckers.
Smuckers.
Yeah.
Excellent. That was made here in Hamilton. Was Smuckers not Hamilton?
I thought it was Edie Smith.
Edie Smith. I always get her and the Smuck mixed up.
They made it by the falls, I heard.
By the waterfalls. Whose turn?
Can I tell you one more thing?
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry.
Well, somebody.
My favorite. Someone.
Patrick, you Plinko, while Manolis.
My first show I ever watched on a regular basis was Good Times. The first joke I ever laughed out loud, like watching TV, was the father from Good Times comes home, everybody's eating all the food, and he has no food left, and he goes like this. He goes, "Well, I guess I'll just have a jam sandwich, 2 pieces of bread jammed together," and he just. I'm like 8 years old, and it's just burned in my brain.
Oh,
I must
yes,
have
it
laughed
is.
the rest of my. I've laughed every time I think about Good Times.
That is
I'm like,
it.
that's the best thing I've ever heard in my life.
Oh. And then later in life to open for Jimmy Walker.
How,
That's like cool,
how could
right?
this story have been like he brought it back to
Totally.
Jam and Jimmy?
Yes.
Wow.
Oh yeah,
That's the
This
gift
show
of,
is not scripted.
That's the
I
gift
think
of
we need to really
Manolis,
tell
man.
people.
Jimmy.
Yeah.
When they asked me, he's like, "Hey, are you available to like pick him up at the?" It was more because he needed a ride. Can you pick him up at the airport? And you can open up for him too. I'm like, he's like Jimmy Walker. I go, Kid Dynamite. I'm like, this is like. Oh, sorry. It's like 15 years. Damn it! 15 years ago. You got the time?
Oh, 21:51.
21. 15
No, I
years
gotta
ago.
edit.
And they
Damn
asked
it.
me, I'm like, Kid Dynamite. I'm like, of course I'm going to open up for him. What are you talking
Yeah.
about? Like,
Manolis, in a few years ago in your career, most of your really good gigs came about because you were the only comic with a car.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
He
It's
can
nothing
pick up the
but-
headliner. Can you pick up the headliner?
Nothing about my
Manolis
talent.
has a car. All right, Friday at 4:20. Get up there. What Plinko number do we got, Patrick?
8.
Number 8. Our special guests, Pat and Ralph from Cork Screwed TV. So here we go with topic number 3. Number 8. Sorry. I don't know why I said that. And it's Patrick Capolino's. Here we go around the room. Friday at 4:20. Patrick, your best scar.
Scar?
Somewhere on your body, your best scar. I don't want to hear about all the little scars. I want to hear about your best scar.
I have a lot of nasty. I got stretch marks that look like scars down my side.
Did you give birth at some point?
No, I don't know where they came from. I was
Yeah.
never like.
You were never
overweight.
overly heavy?
No.
No? So where did they come? Just the
Overly?
weight of life.
Yeah, I don't know. I have like a tiny little scar on my finger.
That's it?
Yeah, just from cutting. I was cutting chicken or something.
And just
went right through.
And
my
right through?
nail.
Ow. And did
That's
it
about it.
yeah, but it left a permanent scar.
Yeah.
On your thumb?
No.
Oh, on your finger. And was there a lot of bleeding?
Yeah.
Okay.
I almost passed out.
Oh, yeah. Now we're talking. Manolis, are you scarred up pretty bad from your your life of heavy lifting?
I have when I was 6 years old, my dad told me, I don't even remember how this happened, but I have the scar still. It's on my forehead. There's this weird little line.
Harry Potter.
Like a Harry Potter scar, yes.
And apparently me and my brother were fighting. It was Christmas, and we're outside. Like it was snowing, and we had like a kid shovel. And I guess we're shoveling.
Fighting at Christmas.
And I wanted the shovel. We were fighting over, like, we both were like pulling it back and forth, and
Sure
he
you
just
were.
let it go, and I had the edge of the shovel right into my forehead, and then I got a scar. And yeah, we've never talked. Last time I talked to him.
We were 6. What about you, Ralph?
I got a few scars. I got better stories than you guys. I don't know.
Yeah, I
Pretty
know.
bad.
I thought this would be a great topic.
So I don't know which story to go with.
Oh, yeah.
But my favorite, the one I'm most happy that I have,
Okay.
scar,
Okay.
would be I got a vasectomy
Oh, wow.
And so I'm most grateful for that scar.
That's right. That one's paid off the most.
Yes.
I thought you bought the kit and did it yourself. No?
Hey, I still got it.
What about you, Pat?
When I was in university, my friends surprised me by all coming up to St. Catharines and finished a full 26 there. And I was so happy that I punched through a glass window.
Oh.
And very thin blood.
Elated,
I guess
yes.
that's the scientific, that's what happens.
Okay.
And I've got a great one on my hand. My friends came down and they said there was just blood all over the walls. I tried to cover it up and called 911 and they didn't answer. And then they called me back later.
They didn't.
They didn't answer. They called me back in like 10 minutes.
Hey, you were pretty drunk. Maybe you didn't dial 911 correctly.
Her voice did sound like a beeping sound. I've got a great one. I don't mix well with glass, but I've got some cool.
Punched out a glass, punched out a window. Nice. Yeah. Good for you. All right. Whose turn is it? Pat, we're over to you again. Plinko time, Patrick.
All right. Let's do it quick.
Right, let's do
Pat
this.
and Ralph, Corkscrew
Pat
TV,
approaches the board.
5-1,
He
Season
did-
2.
he drops
now
the Plinko puck.
Oh, he drops the
Doesn't
puck.
even make it. Okay. Here we go. Ooh.
Ooh.
How do they call that?
Ooh.
Number 11.
Number 11.
11. Ooh,
Plinko
we're way
puck,
up there,
number
eh?
11.
Double digits, ladies and gentlemen. These are
gonna be a good one.
these are the topics
That's
we
a good
rarely
one.
get to.
11's always
No,
good.
it's not. That's
It's
too
not a good
bad.
one,
No,
no?
thanks for
Okay.
building everyone's hopes up there, Ralph.
All right.
Are you the type of person who loses things? Do you lose things? Or are you a person who
God.
finds things?
Yeah, if anyone finds a Nissan Rogue fob, there's a bunch of film equipment in it. It's branded Corkscrewed. Please return it. Also, my mind.
You lose stuff, do you?
Oh, all the time.
Do you?
All the time.
Have you lost the fob to the car?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because they're expensive to replace.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
They give you two, but
Yeah.
I use the key now.
Honestly, he was at my house just the other day, and he was leaving with his box of business cards and 5 SSDs, like storage, digital storage. And he left the house. I said, see you later. 2 seconds later, he walks back in the door, puts it down. I forgot my keys in my wallet, grabbed his keys in his wallet, forgot the business cards and the SSDs. That's Pat in a nutshell.
That's because I wanted to see if you're talking about me when I come back. Like, oh, I forgot my...
That is beautiful, man. You know what? Because I'm not like that at all. But I have a daughter who, she just leaves everything. It's the strangest thing to see someone gather things together to leave, and then leave without the things they gathered together.
It's a lot to remember if you got a lot going on in your mind.
Ralph, are you the opposite? Are you
I'm
guys a
the-
great team because you guys are sort of...
I'm kind of
You
the
know?
opposite. Yeah, I'm
Yeah?
a little bit OCD. Like,
Okay.
I'm always checking my pockets.
Right.
Do I got my phone, my wallet, my car keys? Phone,
Right.
wallet, car keys. With those 3 things, I can go anywhere in the world.
That's right. You take care of everything.
Yeah, so I'm
you-
good.
So you're
Yeah.
not... So basically what we can ascertain from this is you're not a loser, but Pat is.
Hey, you said it.
Thanks, Mike.
Manolis Santanos, who's still, by the way, trying to lose his virginity. I haven't lost that yet.
No, you didn't know it grew back, eh?
Yeah, it grows back, buddy.
You can't even. All right,
No.
stop.
What are you? Do you misplace things? Do you lose things?
2 things. One. I do this a lot, and I think maybe a lot of people do this. I'll be like searching my house for like 10 minutes, going, "Where are my keys?"
Oh, so you never know where you put them.
No, and then I'm like, they're in my hands. I'm squeezing them harder. I'm like, I can't believe I gotta go. Where are my damn keys? And I'm screaming, and I'm like, all of a sudden I just look at my fist. I'm like, they're in my hands.
My hand's bleeding now.
I'm like, and years ago, one time I partied. And I was staying at someone's house afterwards because I was downtown. And I'm like, out of it. I wake up. I go all the way home. And I'm like, where's my car? And I realized I drove downtown. I got drunk and I left my car downtown.
Right.
And I should have left my friend's house, went to my car and drove home. I took the bus home to only realize that my car was still downtown. So that I took the bus back downtown to get my car. Yeah.
Oh, that is beautiful, man.
I'm a double
Double
loser.
loser.
Double loser.
Huge. Patrick,
Yeah.
you and Manolis get along so well because you're the opposite, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't lose stuff?
No, besides my temper, nothing.
The calmest, quietest guy on the show. One day he will go off.
Yeah, it's not going to be good.
And all hell's going to break loose. So you're not a misplacer? You're not a...
No, I've
none of that
never
stuff?
lost a wallet, a phone,
Keys,
keys, nothing.
And isn't it
I'm
weird?
like him. I check like
So-
so many times.
Yeah,
throughout the
so
day.
so Patrick and Ralph and myself, so we'd all be in this same group.
We're not losers.
Now,
Yeah.
you
In
can
that
put-
we
you
are
can put
not
it that way.
losers. Yes.
But to us, and I just wonder if you guys are sort of the same as me, which is you think to yourself, like I don't understand how they can be like that. Like it's hard to wrap my head around the fact that you just wouldn't know where your stuff is, man.
Yeah, but Pat can do things that Pat, my partner, not Pat, Manolis's partner.
Right. Couples therapy is
Pat
what
does.
we're enjoying now.
Pat can do things that I can't do.
Sure,
Like, he
absolutely.
can multitask better than I
Okay,
can.
all
So
right.
I just put it through the lens of he
Yeah.
must look at me and go, "How can you not manage all these things at the same
No,
time?"
that's perfectly
Yeah.
fair, man. Absolutely.
My Pat can read things.
My Pat.
How many times
I
I'm like,
love this.
I'm like, I'll get an email. I'm like, oh, this is too many words.
He literally today when we were coming in here, he was on his phone. He's like, "How do you spell mail?"
You know what gets Manolis? And this is why, it's unfortunate. But the English language, the multiple spellings of the same word, that's still freaking him out,
Oh
right?
yeah,
Well, male, that's MHALE.
yeah,
Mahal.
yeah. He still doesn't know why he got all those viruses trying to check his Hotmail.
I'm trying to say like, how do I stop getting these emails? And I'm like, mail, M-A-I-L. Is there an E-S or is just an S? Sometimes there's an E and sometimes there's not an S. Like, why can't I just put an S and for not worry about this
Yes.
stupid E?
Yes! Damn it! Ralph, you're up to the Plinko board, my friend. Pat and Ralph, Corkscrew TV, our bestest friends here on Friday at 4:20. Check out their awesome TV show as they discover wine country like no one else can. Have the laughs with them on 5 TV, Channel 1, Corkscrew TV, Season 2, now up for grabs.
Number 4.
Number 4.
Number 4.
Here we go, number 4. Number
That's
4.
Cinco minus 1.
Yes, it is. Well, you know what? We already know what Manolis is. He talked about it earlier on the show. So let's go around the rest of the room. Ralph? What's your favorite old TV show to watch? Yeah, there's an old
You know
TV
what?
show. You got something?
Magnum PI.
Wow,
Magnum
really?
PI.
That's right up Manolis's alley,
Yeah,
man.
that
That's
was always-
God Magnum!
yes,
Yeah, exactly. I always have aspired to live like
Did
that
you try
man.
the new Magnum PI?
No, I haven't.
Okay,
I can't.
okay, don't
Yeah.
don't
Okay.
don't go near it.
He had to keep the T-roofs off his car because he was too tall.
I know.
Remember that? Like, he had this awesome car, but
Yeah, it
like
was
kind
a
of
Ferrari 308 GT Quattrovalvo, which is 4-valve head. Yeah.
Wow.
And TC would always
TC with the chopper.
choppers. Like,
Yeah.
he's like, I'll give you
Okay.
$50. You said that last time, Magnum.
And Rick was always in the sauna with ice pick.
Okay. I think you've gone too deep for most of the audience at this point.
Spoilers.
And at this point, I'm surprised that Manolis didn't want to protect the Magnum VHS tapes from his wife. Patrick. Favorite TV show? Pat. You're Pat. You're Patrick. Oh, I'll get to you.
I'll be
Patrick.
whatever.
I will
don't-
get to you.
I don't care.
Pat-
The original Star Trek.
Oh wow!
Take me to another planet. Let me see some
Trouble-
exotic, sexy green women,
Trouble
please.
with Dribbles. Yeah.
Oh my God! Watch those security people
That's
die.
gold.
I love it.
You know
Beam
what?
down and they just disappear.
When you watch that now, that is so bad. I get that it's enjoyable, but it's enjoyable because the acting, and the sets, right? You're surprised the cardboard set doesn't fall
Beautiful.
over. And it is. There's some gold there, man.
All right, we'll go down to the planet. We'll take Scotty, Chekhov, and those two guys wearing the red shirts. All right.
I got a story.
Hold on to your story. Let's get Patrick Coppolino in here. Favorite old TV show to watch, Patrick? You weren't born when these guys are selecting TV shows. What do you got?
Golden Girls.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Oh yes, it is.
I used to love that show.
It's awesome. It's gold. It's golden.
funny.
You know what? B. Arthur. It was truly a brilliant comic actress.
Yeah, I like that guy.
I like that guy. Which guy was he?
And then there's Maud. All right, go. Tell your story.
I'm doing background work like 3 days ago or whatever it was. And who's on? It's a stupid Christmas movie thing. And who's on set is I guess they had the budget for it. Norm from Cheers.
George went.
Cool.
George, right? And he's there. I'm watching him all day, like every time I walk by, and he seems like he's having the worst day of his life. Like he's just grumpy, and someone says, "Oh, he's probably mad because no one recognizes him and this and that." So I say to him later, I'm like, "Hey, man, do you think I could get a picture after the show, like after the set's done?" He's like, "Yeah, okay," but like I still wasn't sure if that was like I wasn't getting a good vibe. So finally, it's done. We're wrapped, and I catch him on the way out. And I have my phone ready, and I look at him like, and he goes, like he's like so,
He's done it.
yeah, he's so
done.
pissed that I'm like this guy actually wants. Like he thought he would like
Just
not
squirt
see
out,
me,
yes.
right? And I'm like, and I just reacted to his like the way he's like. I'm like, dude, if you don't want to do a picture, that's totally cool, man. It's like, all right, man, thanks a lot. I'm like, okay, I'll see you later, man. Have a good day. And it was fine. I'm not even mad, but I almost loved the fact that he was like annoyed with me more.
That's right. He got like extra annoyed.
It's like he went like I never thought I'd live the day to see Norm look at me and go,
But it seems so perfect.
it was awesome.
does.
Yeah.
And your favorite old TV show to watch is Cheers.
MASH, WKRP.
Oh, MASH.
MASH.
MASH is a good one.
MASH.
Yeah.
I know. I love
Make
WKRP.
they're making booze and like and they're in the swamp tent, and then Radar shows
Swamp
up.
tent.
Yeah, it was, and then the Radar would show up and go because Radar was called Radar because he could hear the copter, like the helicopters.
Yeah.
Helicopters like 10 seconds before
Sure he
anybody
was,
else.
yeah.
So that's why he's called Radar.
Yeah.
And he's like, the copters are coming, and these guys are like trying like putting their booze down and to go operate on human beings.
It
was
kept
amazing.
them sterile. That's why they did it. Yeah. It kept them
It
sterile.
was a great show. It was a great show.
You know what? MASH was a brilliant show. I'll give you that much. And your George Wendt story, I don't know. Don't tell that one on the air.
So
again.
he was.
For future episodes. Guys, it's been such a pleasure, such a slice to have you guys here with us, Pat and Ralph from Corkscrew TV. When do you know when the second half of season 2 goes up? Is that you got like a date in mind?
Just stay tuned.
Okay.
Every day, check
the mo-
Corkscrew TV.
And the most important thing is to go out and check out season 2, which is now the first few episodes are now up. 5 TV, Channel 1. If you have 5 TV. Is there any other way to see it? Is there any way to stream
You
it?
can rent it. Go to our website and you can rent the episodes.
Oh, okay.
Or you can follow us on social media at Corkscrew TV, and you'll find out where it's going to show next.
What places?
Yeah,
Because you
yeah.
got other
we
opportunities
got other
coming.
stuff coming up. So
What's the website?
www.corkscrewedtv.com.
Oh, that's nice for the older members of our audience, giving them the www.
Yeah,
I
don't
appreciate
forget
that.
that's the most important part. Yeah. www.
Guys, continued success with Corkscrew TV. Thank you so much for hanging out with us.
Thanks for having us.
Mike.
Awesome having you with us. How do we follow you on Instagram? I know-
At Corkscrew TV.
At Corkscrew TV, because it's you guys put up some great stuff, some great content there. Manolis?
My buddy Giannis Pappas has got his new comedy special out for free on YouTube, so check that out.
Giannis Pappas on YouTube.
Yes, remember
He's been a guest on our show.
Yes, Giannis
Yeah.
Pappas.
Giannis Pappas. Check it out on YouTube. Patrick Coppolino, we always find you at Levity Comedy Club because you work there. LevityComedyClub.com.
I live in the green room.
You live in the green room, absolutely. Don't forget, Wednesday nights is amateur night,
Yep.
right? And we get some new comics, maybe some guys trying some material out. I know Manolis sometimes will jump up on stage and do some stuff. And then Friday night and Saturday night, the pro shows, and you can check out LevityComedyClub.com to find out who's playing, when they're playing, where to get tickets. Are you allergic to me plugging your venue? What's going on over there? And how do we follow you on
We have
social media? buddy?
Karaoke on Tuesdays too.
Don't forget Karaoke Tuesdays with
fun.
Cameron Davidson, who was on our show.
Yeah.
I think we've just about had everyone on here.
Yeah.
How
Except
do
for
we
George Wendt. Haven't had
You
George
know
Wendt.
what? We called him and he went, Thank you so much, guys, for hanging out with us. Another Friday at 420 is in the books. Until we get a chance to talk to you again in 7 days. Thanks for listening. Have an awesome weekend.
See ya!